people, I just had to cut someone off on their phone because we had this prestigious woman here who has very, very valuable information for all of us. And, in fact, I think my phone is going off right now. Is it? Okay, sorry, that was my phone. Apologize, it wasn't a good example. Right, Stan? Anyway, so I'm saying that I'm strict, man. I'm from the American Indian movement, grassroots. We do not mess around. I did not come here to mess around. I came here to listen. I came here to be of help. And I know because of my position here that there's some people that are uneasy, and I talk. I talk. We can talk it out. So I'm here to help, I said. I'm not here to hurt. So with that being said, I'm just need me to go to Walmart for you? Nah, kidding. I'm just saying this because I grew up here. 2/3 of my life, I grew up on Standing Rock. I just want you to know that. So I'm very, very, I know the Himpapa Oyate very well. 2/3, I graduated high school here and all that stuff. I'm just saying this because it's important that you know who I am. And that's it. I'm not trying to be anybody. Honestly, I just came here just to listen, just like everybody else, man. And so I am, and it's great. Now, with that being said, I have to stick with my stuff here. So for the gentleman, of course, you were saying that you check your messages, and I understand. But still, nevertheless, you are our example, are you not?
All right, good introduction here from our whip man. Who wants to share some words here? I know we went over the political landscape, we went over the bill drafting. We had a mention here this morning of a young man by Bill Means, and I want to give the opportunity to this young man to share some words with us as the latest tribe to pass a resolution in support of drafting of a bill. Chris, come on over here. Let's allow him to introduce himself here today.
Good morning, relatives. I'm from the Rosewood Sioux Tribe. I'm from a small community called Blacklight, and I'm 26 years old, and I'm a counselor from the Rosewood Sioux Tribe. And I see our president over there. So, wait, say hi to her. She's our very first female president from the Rosewood Sioux Tribe too. And anyways, over the last 6 months, 7 months, I've been a part of these restoration meetings. And I've been listening, taking in all sides of the table of the conversation that was going on. And I realized something that, compared to me, a lot of you guys have been doing this my whole life. Over the last 26 years, maybe even longer than that, 40 years, 50 years, maybe your whole life, who knows. But one thing that I realized is that this is a battle or a journey of our life that we want to see to the end. We want to see this land come back to the people who once took care of it, occupied it, made it their home. For a lot of us, it is our home, our first home, the sacred Black Hills. And so I figured to myself that while I was here in my lifetime, why don't I start on that same journey too? So that maybe what you guys started to help crawl would help me run. And so getting some making connections with the people that I have throughout the last couple of months has really helped me understand the perspective that I wanted to take going forward by bringing this resolution to my tribe. And I had it overlooked by a few people, and the only thing that, there were some good conversations that came up, but one of the conversations that came up that always tricks me as an individual, but I get it, we all want to own our own identity, was orthography. What does that mean? How do we spell Lakota? How do we spell Lakota? That's based off of where you're from, where you come from, how you grow up. It's all perspective. But one thing that I'm really grateful for was that, other than the orthography, my tribe stood in support the idea of drafting a bill. And I see the whip man, so I'm kind of scared now. You did a good job. Thank you. But anyways, I just wanted to say I'm really grateful to be here. I'm grateful to hear each and every one of you guys' statements. Whenever you guys do find the courage to say something to, it's going to be great. I'm grateful for my tribe to be able to help any way we can. And at the same time, whatever happens is supposed to happen. Whatever is going to come in a good way, no matter what. I truly believe in that. And even though we have 4 upcoming years of unsettledness, that doesn't waver who we are as Lakota, Dakota, Nakota people. We still come from a powerful place of prayer. We still have that understanding of who we are. We are connected through things that this country wishes that they could find. There's something that we have that they'll never take from us, that our ancestors sacrificed many, many, many things for us to be here in this room right now having this discussion. And that's our prayer. That's who we are as individuals. We're a powerful people when we come together in a good way. I mean, we can get a lot of things done in a good way too. When we think of the Lakota, we go back to these treaties, everything. We're not Rosebud, Pine Ridge, Standing Rock. We're Lakota. We're one nation. And we need to remember that when these upcoming years come, we're really going to need one another. We're really going to need to stand together. Maybe say some statements. Oh,
good words. I have a question over here. I'm going to head on over to the south end here. In the meantime, what's on the menu here today, ladies? Hey, right away. Back here, too. I'll be right back over there.
I just have a question. In all the presentations and introductions, I only heard Project 2025 mentioned once. And I think because of all the unexpected things that have happened, over the last, few years and things like that, as a student of history myself, I can tell you, whenever the Republicans are in power, it's a power grab. And we are always the ones that are on the losing end. And every time people say, oh, that could never happen, it does. And so what we're doing here and what we're working on here is so important that could we at least put a subcommittee together or something for people to really look at that Project 2025 and develop some contingency planning, because we need to be a lot more prepared now than we were in the past, with the exception of that alliance that we put together that took the United States down twice. So could we please do that?
It's a good question, but more of a call to action. That's something we can talk about here this afternoon and getting some. Hold on, Kevin, I'll come back to you. Just kidding.
Oh, Wadalakbago, meets Hidakabewia, meets Uwaza. All my friends and relatives, I'm Catherine Youngbear from Mandaree, and I've been sitting here listening to all the conversation, and I appreciate it. But I would like to say a few things. We are all natives, and I'm proud to see that we're all standing together for one cause. But the young lady that mentioned the Project 2025, that's really crucial, people. What we have today is a dictator that is going to take office in January. And he don't like any of us brown people at all. We can't push that aside and say that somehow, no, he does, he don't. He wants our lands, he wants our oil, he wants everything. So we have to stand together. We are in a crisis on Fort Berthold. The oil that you all know came to Fort Berthold. Yeah, it's there. It's been there for a while, but it hasn't reached the people. A lot of our people are starving. A lot of our people are going without. A lot of our people are homeless, living in cars. We're still living in third world in Mandaree. You come to Mandaree and you look at it. We're Girashazi. We're pitiful. And you know, that oil comes from Mandaree. The bulk of it comes from Mandaree. They said that oil was so good in Mandaree that it was the champagnes of oil. That has not reached the people. I'd like all of you to hear that today. If my people come here and tell you we're rich, yeah, in theory, goes to 7 council and their buddies and their family, but it hasn't reached the majority of our people. So at Fort Berthold, we have more to fight. We have all these oppressions that we have to fight. Our tribal council is not giving to the people. They keep building and building, and I stand before them and I say, quit that building, give that money to the people. I do all of that, but it lands on deaf ears. And today I see all of you here. And when I speak with honesty. I'm not making stuff up. You know, when we want to get a message across, we have to be honest with one another. I know that you Lakotas have been fighting a long time for the Black Hills. But you know, when the Machis got here, when the white people got here, and it angers me today when I hear Machis say, that's my land. In our way, I say, Nashagithiats, that doesn't belong to you. You're lying. This land belongs to every Native American. All of us. Doesn't matter what tribe we belong to. It belongs to every one of us. You know, I'm a traditional Native, and every day I pray. Every day I go out and I pray. My sweat is right by my house. These is the way that we get things done. We put Creator first and foremost. That's how we get things done. I looked at all of you today. You know your language. You speak your language. You put Creator first. Your prayers, your smudging. You smudged us all off. That's great. I'm proud of you. We don't do that at home. Fort Berthold does not do that. That's wrong. When I come and do that, they want me to hurry up and get it done. That's not the way we do things. You know, when we lose our language and lose our traditions and our culture and our value, what are we then? That's when the machines can take over. That's when Donald Trump is just eager to come into Fort Berthold and take that oil from us. But you know, what difference does it really make at that point, I guess, because it's not reaching the people. But we do still need to stand firm. That is our land. This is all of our lands. The United States of America belongs to all of us. And you know, when I see us all come together like this, I'm proud. We are looking, he even said he'd put us brown people in concentration camps. We need to look at that Project 27 for really what it is and really where we stand. I see all the menfolk in here that talk their language. That's great. Not very many at home can talk their language. This is wrong. But we still need to all pull together. This is why I'm here. I came to listen. I came to hear how the Lakotas do things. And you know, I'm proud of all of you because you're putting Creator first and foremost. That is how things get done.
Oh, thank you. Who's next? See, these guys are acting stew now. Oh, here we go. Well, let's do Manny. Already got to talk, so Manny Red Bear. No, I'm just kidding. Manny Ironhawk here. Let's go to Darla Black here.
Now, Pokahia, Ampetua State Chicha. Naija Omniche Kile, Takomni Waka Hecha, Makoche Ki He Waka, Naija Miniki Waka, Ki Isha, Tunkashila, Untanta. Wakanjana wakala kilana wakan. Chatakomni omniche kilana wita unkina jiunkta hecha. Wichansha wa hawana mila haska el egnaka. Naisha washichu ki hana Ugnash na shichao unkua. Namakoche unkithop kilana chi. Ashtakomani wacheke echela. Naija wakanja ki hana tokata kya. Ija takwe chumpi. Heun tanta Chantogna Nanasula tanta Wita unkina jim. Honako wo unspe tanka luhap. Naija wakana wo unspe ehani lohap. Naija Tunkashila ho wanich ub. Nalila wia ota ho wana kinajim. Naija hena wocheke untanta kinajim. Nasi changu oyate ho wana wia wa gafnika. Naija Leo wiama isha itachan yanke. Takomni ulakotap. Na Sapa ki le ehani wakala ki unkokya na lena unkithab. Na hena wakanja untanta. Takomni. Wita unkina jiunkte. First of all, I greet you with a warm handshake. Language. What I said basically is what you said. That we have our elders, we have our children, and some of us were raised telling us that the Black Hills are not for sale. And I'm glad that Miss Archambault brought that up, because in Oceti I was that the Black Hills is not for sale. That it's a sacred place for our people. And we all know that. We all go there to get rejuvenated. The fight that we are going to have today is going to be for our people, for our children. Oh, I set the fire alarm off. No, I was kidding. But what I also said was there's a lot of women that are standing up. A lot of strong women. And our people are electing women now. We have our Sichanghu president over here. And it's not just the president. And sometimes, you know, as women, we have to fight to not be oppressed. I'm a 30-year law enforcement officer. In the 30 years that I was there, I was oppressed. But I fought. I fought because I believe in justice. And whether we like it or not, we do have IRA. We do have laws that are implemented upon us. But the beauty of that, as sovereign nations, is we have our own laws. We have created our own laws, our own law and order code, our own courts. And just like these elders are expressing, it's time now. And my president here has been speaking on unity for 2 years and was reelected to another 2 years. And I'm grateful and thankful for that because he's a humble man. He isn't in it for himself. He's in it for all of you. And that's how we are going to have to approach this. Because we're going to be suppressed and oppressed. And it's already beginning. I went with my grandchildren to Walmart in Shadron, Nebraska, and I saw these cowboys walking with guns on their side, openly. Even the cashiers weren't very friendly. So it's happening. History is going to repeat itself. But the only way that we are going to get through this is we have to stand on prayer. Wo cheke achela. Takomni chaliki he iachu na isha unchi makal egn eagna ke ki hanta. Taku washte wan hukte. If you get that tobacco and you put it on Mother Earth, unchi maka, good things can happen. And we are protected people. We are protected by our own traditional ways. So I see the whip man standing back here, so I don't want him to whip me.
Ah, thank you, Darla. Come back over here to Manny Ironhawk.
I lost my notes here. 1 minute. Let's see. Okay, so this restoration bill will be introduced next year. Am I making that? Am I understanding that right? We're still planning? Okay.
I think we have less of a timeline than when we were trying to get, a hearing and administration comments done under the Biden administration. And so I think we have the next few months to continue to kind of fine-tune this language, make sure that, everyone's lawyers have had a chance to look at it. Then we'll find the sponsors as the new Congress gets up.
So you think President Biden will help us? By that I mean doing an executive order?
No.
No? Why not?
I don't think he is likely to be doing any of those, as seniors in the next. He's got 10 weeks from yesterday before he leaves office. I think he's turning to legacy items. This certainly would be one of them. It would be an issue that he would have to be briefed on and really, brought up to speed, which hasn't occurred. And that would have to be done by the folks at the Department of Interior. I don't know that the folks at the department are ready either in terms of the work that we have to do in identifying and mapping lands and doing the planning.
Okay.
Yeah. Jody
The other question I have is,
if I might, I would also just like to point out, by the way, this is Mark Tilson with the Indian Collective. We would be in a situation really similar to DAPO, where we would have an administration that was outgoing, that would make a decision, but then the new administration could overturn it immediately, which is why strategically we have never decided to go the route of focusing our efforts on the executive to get the Black Hills back. Understanding how easy it is from president to president to have these decisions dramatically overturned. And that's the primary reason why we've been focusing strategically on this legislative effort that would have greater standing and would live beyond just one administration. Thank you.
okay. I know we talked about translating that bill, so my thinking is we put it out there, and whoever wants to be, I don't know, like a committee that wants to help translate the bill, and then we can go from there. Because somebody mentioned orthography earlier, and we all learn an orthography, and so saying that other orthographies are wrong, but we translate it the way we learned it, and that's so important with this committee that's going to translate this. We need to sit down and talk about this, and whether you go right or left, you're going to get criticized anyway. But at least if we put it out there and give people a chance to participate in this translation, will be good, I think. Thank you. Comment time. Who has something they want to share? All right, let's go over here, Lexi Cedric.
Real quick, I have some relatives here that I have great admiralty for. Tanshi, Virgil, Misu, Allen, Richard, very, very fluent. Richard, Charging Eagle. Those people are real fluent and could probably look at that bill, read that bill, and when they get through reading it, recording it, somebody can type it out. Probably do it in a day. But you know what? I'm gonna, and the reason why I say it is different without, I didn't grasp that talk, because my father was a minister, and in my high school years back a few years ago, but I used to drive him to these meetings, and on the side over there I'd be cutting wood and keeping the fires going and stuff, and they used to in the evening time, after they're all done with their meeting, they used to sing these hymnals, and all the Lakotas, Dakotas, they grab that hymnal, they'll sing in that hymnal. That hymnal was in the Isanti Feed language. And it never bothered them. It didn't bother them that they were singing D or L, because they understood each other. Those values of compassion. They didn't have to say, well, let's look at compassion. They didn't say that. It was in them to just do it. And that's why they didn't, there was no conflict of the language. None at all. And I always admire that. I try to use that example as often as I can, because that whenever it comes to being able to have that difference in how we speak. That's why I asked my good friend Lyle come up and talk and pray. Because we have two dialects here on Standing Rock, and yet we all get along good. So I wanted to say that much, because it shouldn't, that should never be a problem or a hurdle, because we can do that. We can understand each other regardless of what dialect we talk.
Who is gonna be? Hey, if I see a hand, that's the whip man, huh? Hey, we got a couple more representatives from Standing Rock here. Allow these ladies to introduce themselves here right now.
Good morning. My name is Alice Birdhorse. Oye Wambliwi Hamachapi. I am a council at large representative for the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe. Good morning and welcome to everybody.
Hamadakiapi Hochokalutumi Machiapi Bohui Nola Taken Alive. Good morning and welcome to everyone. I also serve on the tribal council. I also am appointed as the HEW chairperson for our committee for Standing Rock. And good morning.
All right, thank you, ladies. Who they gave them a hand. Who has something that they want to share in regards to this bill drafting? I know everyone's thinking, don't be acting stew either. Oh, here we go. No.
So as we're all sitting here and we're looking at solutions and so forth, and how are we going to push this bill and so forth, and talk about allies is one of the things that we talk about. Now we're going to sit and we're going to wait. Is kind of what I'm hearing to see how January. Wait. We have people in here that know people up on the hill. Why not reach out to them? We have past presidents. Why not be the first to reach out to them and tell them about this bill that we have, and maybe they can give us some advice or help us. But why wait around? Why not start reaching out to them? I believe Jody, I hate to point my finger at you, but you have a lot of contacts out that way, that when you worked out there with the Obama administration, why not reach out to Obama himself? Why not reach out to some of them other key people that worked underneath him and bring them in to support us on this instead of waiting again? Let's try that. Let's go ahead and be aggressive if we want to be aggressive. Let's start reaching out to them people. I guess that's what I have to say.
All right, sounds like we volunteered Jody to spearhead. And just kidding. That's good though. That's true. There's facts behind that. You need people that have those connections.
Lila daya woma kub ante ima pita ketela makelo ma nishtimet ha. Good morning to each and every one of you. Thank you all for coming. Fed us really good. Almost went to sleep over here, but there's a reality that I look at in the 71 years I've been on this world, and 7 of those years I was a tribal councilman from the age of 28 until 31. Oh, hang on. That's not the right one. 25 to 31. Is it 24? Anyway, I lost. Anyway, that's what initiated me into this 1984. At that time, a lot of things were new. A lot of things we didn't know about during that time. And now we're learning. Now we're coming back to who we once were. The thing that I like about the younger people, and we talk on Kitaki Hina Yohani Upelo. A lot of our younger people are starting to speak our language. A lot of our people, younger people, are starting to learn who they are. And it's exciting because when I came on this journey in 1984, it was new. Very new. So I had to sit back and watch and listen. But the thing that I hear the most is going back to a traditional government. That's the thing I hear about. What is a traditional government? Tiwahe na Tioshpai. That's where it is. How many know which Tioshpai you're from? When's the last time you had a meeting as a Tioshpai to talk about the things that you hear or the things that they have to talk about? What do you think? What did you hear? So listen, looking at the reality of what we are facing. We just need to prepare. All of you guys love basketball. And Club Bill Means is over here. I don't know how many times they went down to Oglala country and they tried to beat us. Each time we beat them. We had strategy. We need to look at what we're facing. They mentioned Obama. Nice. Tell you a joke. When Obama was elected, my mother said, the Sapa man, really powerful. I said, what do you mean, He even has a holiday named after him. Black Friday. Well, she was serious too, But when we look at the strategies that we have to put in place, look at the realities of it. How many years were we fighting this black snake? How many years before Obama stepped in? How many years? And how quickly did Trump turn it over? Now Deb Haaland. Everybody had her up here. God bless her. Do you really watching? What did she do for us? So then I've been thinking. Dakwe wita najbike la na wichoka na wichoe kitap so unya pelo. We knew our way of life, we knew our language, so we stood together. That's why the 7th Cavalry still don't like us, especially up here on Standing Rock. When I went down to Wounded Knee 3 weeks, I saw the killing fields from the people that were there that go by it almost daily. Some of the things I never knew before. Some of the things I never heard before. We talked that. They were killed. Women and children, especially. We have to look at what we are going to do. How are we going to strategize this? We do we do get successful, what are we going to do with it? Are we going to give it up per capita again? We're primed for that. We're primed for per capita. Because look at the economy the majority of our people live in. Day to day. They're looking for something to eat. Something for their children to keep warm. When the winter's coming. Starting to get prepared. Are we truly preparing for what we're going to do when we receive this money? Are we going to pass it out per capita? Are we going to build homes, create an economy where long ago, if you weren't industrious, you starved. The men didn't know how to hunt and provide and bring it home to the family and give it to women to get it ready, whether it be food, whether it be clothing, whether it be bedding. They all knew how to do something. But when the reality of that is we are really lazy, sitting back, wanting a handout. They had a great understanding of that. You had to be industrious to be able to live, especially during this time of the season. You had to prepare. So I really like what you're saying. Slow down. Let's think about how this is going to be accomplished. Because look at Obama, Holland, names like that. We've been living like that for generations. Looking back at our history with the OI settlement, Pixon Act, who benefited from that? We've been talking about the corruption that started since that time, when some of our very own people knew what money could do for themselves, feathering their own nests, making things good for them. So we are the brunt of it has been fallen upon us. I have respect for this young man because I've been here. It's not a good place to be, especially when some don't respect it. They say things. But I wanted to share this much on my mind, and I'm not done talking. I want to come here to listen because I don't know fully what's going on. So who am I to judge? I'm going to sit back and listen. But I wanted to share that reality of what we have been through and what we're going to face. It's just like getting ready for a basketball game. You look at your opponent, see their weaknesses and their strength, and you play accordingly.
Mark? This is Mark Delson again. I also wanted to apologize for being neglected in my duties here. Began every single one of these sessions from the very beginning with the understanding that we were never going to accept any, that we will not take money, we will not validate the theft of these Black Hills. And furthermore, this entire effort is so that the federal government is corrected of their temporary misunderstanding of who owns the Black Hills. We are not confused about who owns the Black Hills. This is our land. It has always been our land. And one day they will not be confused anymore, and this land will be returned to us. And yeah, and I apologize because my big brother Nick Chie was here. He'd always state that right off the beginning, every single meeting, and that's kind of become part of our protocol and our understanding of both setting the tone for strategy. That it gets incredibly messy and unclear. And one of the things that we found out, we actually ran the numbers on this for the COVID relief money. We had more COVID relief dollars that were distributed out to the tribe than would ever settle. And whatever happened to it, happened to it. Some people got jobs for a couple of years, some houses got built, some people got their bills paid off, and it was beneficial. A bunch of cash is helpful to the tribes once in a while, but it wasn't a game changer. If you look at our life expectancy, if you look at where our economy is at, it didn't change fundamentally of where we're at as a people. And so I just wanted to restate that again and again and again. These things are never, like, the discussion is never about getting that money. And all of our strategy has been about returning that money to the feds because we don't want it and we don't need it. And it also makes the political reality that the political reality is we can't really get all of our people on board with supporting this if there is talk of accepting that Black Hills money. And I want to turn it over to one of our uncles over here, over at the Black Hills Sioux Nation Council, Lakshmi Richard.
Okay. Hoyat Hoim. LA. Tito Haoyate. Great Sioux Nation, Black Hills Treaty Council. I'm from Pine Ridge, South Dakota. So-called Pine Ridge, South Dakota. We are the landowners. The landowners. This Western Hemisphere. Western Hemisphere. We, the Lakota landowners, east